give a special welcome to a few of our parliamentarians who are here. Senator Mary Coyle is with us tonight. Senator Dan Christmas and Senator Bovey is here. So special welcome to you all. Thank you. This is the first Mikmaw senator to be appointed in the Senate of Canada.
Thank you, Helen, and good evening, everyone. Special recognition to our elder, Julien. Ron? It always amazes me, somehow you go to events and sometimes you get surprises. And my surprise was meeting Elder Ron again. When I first started as a young man, I worked for Ron. This goes back into the late 70s and early 80s. In the 80s, Ron was elected as vice president for the main indigenous Mikmaw organization in Nova Scotia at the time, the Union of Nova Scotia Indians. And I had the pleasure of working with him as a young staffer. So imagine my surprise coming in this afternoon and saying that with Ron. It's a great treat. So tonight we're welcoming you and welcoming the Antigonish Movement as we celebrate here in the nation's capital. I'm pleased to be here to celebrate the significance of Mikmaw, which I would say is the elemental unsung hero of the social justice movement. I come from the community of Membertou, probably about 2 hours away if you're driving from Antigonish. And for those of you who may know a little bit about our community, I would say it's a great example of asset-based community development, which is what the Antigonish Movement is all about. The other connection between Membertou and the Antigonish Movement, of course, is our chief, Chief Terry Paul. Chief Terry is a graduate of the Coyle Institute, which obviously its beliefs and its thinking and its values of community development, I would say, are now reflected in the community. As you can see on the map, Mikmaw comprised of pretty well all of the Maritimes. It's comprised of Cape Breton, PEI, Northern New Brunswick, parts of Gaspé, Newfoundland, and the mainland of Nova Scotia. And some would even argue that parts of Maine are part of Mikmaw as well. But consider, if you will, for a moment, that at the time when the Europeans first arrived in Mikmaw, and in particular, we had Acadian, but we also had a lot of Gaelic and Scottish settlers, especially around Antigonish. The whole area at that time of settlement was predominantly populated by Mikmaw people. At that time, and indeed since that time, we've always had our own traditional system of governance, which still, even to this day, still operates. And that every part of our land, our waters, our rivers, our streams, was, I would say, sustainably managed by our leadership for the benefit and enjoyment of all. When settlers first arrived, including those who settled in the Antigonish area, they were met with respect and kindness. The Mikmaw saw the settlers, the Scottish and Gaelic settlers, as a people who were connected to us. And how were they connected to us? By our treaties. The treaties were based not on land surrender, they were based on peace and friendship. And those were the underlying keys of the Mikmaw nation. It's also, as I was looking at this, also interesting to bear in mind that the name, as you probably know, Antigonish, is a Mikmaw word. And there's two possible meanings, and I'm not exactly sure which one to land on. But one meaning says the place where branches are broken off by bears gathering beech nuts, that's one. Okay? And the other one is the meeting place of 5 forked rivers. So whether it's in the soil in which the bears forage, or the waters of the forked rivers on which the fish still run.
Danny.
Whether it's in the soil in which the bears forage, or the waters of the forked rivers on which the fish still run.
Danny, the word as you refer to Antigonish, when you say property in Mikmaw, and if any of you has gone to Antigonish, you will see the Sugar Oak Mountain, where the clouds separate, in the Mikmaw say, alias Monazic Muzis, where it seems that the Sugar Oak Mountain divides. You see the blue sky ahead, now just clouds just go separately. And some say it's named after Saint Antigonish, some say it's Elialius Monazic Muzigis, where the clouds separate to bring in the weather.
And Elder Ron is perfectly correct. The Mikmaw names, and they still survive to this day, of many of the places in that map, always had stories or had meanings. There was something to that land that enabled that name to have its meaning. So, yeah, that's it. Yeah. I'll let that one for others to discuss. So thank you very much. We give thanks to our Creator for giving us Mikmaw, and we are so proud to be able to share that home with you as well. So, thank you.